Hey friends, welcome back to Crafter Support. Today we're going to be working with our Cricut Joy Extra, and I'm going to show you how you can draw and cut with that machine. Now, it's the same process on your Cricut Joy, so I'm just kind of going back and forth with each video, one using the Cricut Joy and one using the Cricut Joy Extra, and that way there you guys can see what they both can do. So the only video that I'll have up, I'm only going to have one video up that can only be done with the Cricut Joy Extra. So unless I tell you otherwise, you can do this both on your Cricut Joy and your Cricut Joy Extra. All right, so let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull up an image. So I want to make a personalized bookmark because my daughter loves to read and I love to read, and a lot of people I know like to read, and they're always looking for really cute bookmarks. So I'm just going to type up here in the search bookmark. And all I did was click image over there on the left, and now it's going to pull up a ton of options for me. Now, some of these are super cute. There's little different designs and things in them, but the main thing that I'm looking for is a plain bookmark. And this one is perfect. So it has the nice shape that I'm looking for. I'm going to click add to canvas, and then I'm going to click view. So it's now just pulling up the design, and it might take a minute. Okay, so the very next thing I want to do now that my design is pulled up is I want to come up here and choose the machine that I'm going to be using. Now I already have selected my Cricut Joy Extra, so that's perfect. This will determine if there's any changes that you need to make or if there's any errors coming up if you have it set for the wrong machine. The next thing I need to do is I want to size this so it's the correct size. I want mine to be 6 inches high, and by hitting enter, the aspect ratio is set based on this little lock right here. It's locked. It's going to keep everything designed properly. But I don't actually want that. This time, I want to unlock my aspect ratio, and that's, you just click on it. And then I'm going to go over here to my width, and I'm going to put 2 inches. So I want my bookmark to be 2 by 6. Then I'm going to come up here and click lock again. And that's all the design part there that we need. So the next thing I'm going to do is add text. And I'm going to write the name Jazzy. And then I'm going to come up here to the options for the fonts. And I want to find a writing font. And here are some options that they have. So I'm going to find one that is pretty simple. Like I want it to be like a thinner writing. Oh, let me see how it would look with this. The great thing is you can click on one, see the option, and then go back if you don't like it. Which I don't really like that, so I'm going to go back. So let's try, oh, well, this one's kind of cool. I like this one. Oh, I like this one too. Let's try this one here. So we click on it and then give it a second. Oh, I like that. So I'm going to pull this over onto my bookmark. And then if you pull at any corner, if you pull out just a tiny bit from the actual corner, this like curved line is going to pop up, and that gives you the option to turn your design. So I'm just going to pull it out a little bit, and I'm going to turn my design by using either your mouse or your laptop, like little, I don't know what's that thing called, like a tray, like a little, you know. And I'm going to re-click on it, and I'm going to size it to the size that I want it. Sometimes sometimes I personally have to click. I could have clicked over here in the margins to highlight that, which I'll just show you. So if you put a design on here and like you have it where you want it, and every time you click on it, it's doing the bigger piece, all you have to do is come over here to your sidebar. So by clicking on this, you're able to just move the image that you're clicked on. Okay, so I'm going to kind of move mine down a little bit and over, because I kind of want it centered right there. I'm going to stretch it out because I want it kind of long, but I don't want it to fill the whole space up. And then I'm going to pull it this way. So I'm going to pull it at the angle to make it larger, highlight it. And I still think I need to like angle that a little bit. So I'm just going to come back to the corner. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you guys can see. I'm going to come out of the corner a little bit and turn it just a tiny bit more like that. I like that. So with this being the way I like it, I have the font the way I like the font. I like the design of the bookmark, and I like how it lays out. So what I'm going to do is click on the name again, and I'm going to go up here to operations, and I need to click pen. So this is what it's actually going to look like. This is when it draws it out, is how it's going to show up on the bookmark itself. So I'm good with that as well. Now the next thing we have to do whenever you're doing something with a draw or a print or something like that, we're going to highlight it, everything, so the bookmark and the name, and we're going to click attach. This way, whenever we go in to draw and then cut in the proper place, it's going to do that. Because here, let me show you. I'm going to unattach it or detach it, and I'm going to click make. And I want to show you what will happen. Okay, it says save projects. We're going to call it bookmark. And if you don't attach it, here's what happens. Okay, we're going to do this on a mat, confirm it. It's going to just draw the name on one mat, and then on another mat, it's going to cut out the bookmark. And that's not what we want. So let's go to cancel down here. And now if we highlight both images, click attach, watch what happens. On a mat, confirm. Now it's all in one place. So it's going to draw on this mat, and then it's going to cut out the bookmark piece. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. So I'm going to go here to continue. It's locating my Joy Xtra. All right, and then I'm going to go browse all material, and I'm going to put heavy cardstock, and done. Now with that, because I'm using the thick basic white cardstock from Stampin' Up, and that I'm not sure of the pressure I need, so it will not hurt for me to do a little bit more pressure. So I'm just going to click more, and now it's telling me to load my pen and get my mat ready. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I will be back to select go. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to load my mat with my paper. So when using heavy cardstock, I like to use my green mat. Normally when I'm using my basic cardstock or using like decorative paper, I use my blue mat because it's less sticky and it doesn't rip the paper. This is going to be fine though. It's not an issue for me. I've used this before. So sometimes it's trial and error depending on what you're using, and you will have to take some time to practice and see what works best for you and your specific machine. All right, so next we're going to pull our Cricut Joy Xtra out and set it up. Let me just push that right there. All right. So now that we have our paper ready, we're going to put it into our Cricut Joy Xtra. Now again, excuse me, the Cricut Joy Xtra is just like the Cricut Joy. It has no buttons on it. Everything is done through the machine and through your device. So now it's saying that it's ready for me to load my pen. So I'm just going to open this little door here, pull out my blade. I'm going to put my pen in, and I'm going to snap it closed. And then I'm going to click go on my laptop. So what it's going to do first is it's going to draw, and then it's going to cut. This is such a neat thing to watch. I think if you wanted to make coloring pages for your children, you could do that. If you wanted to design your own background cards, so like if you wanted to design something on cardstock, like you could do a bunch of little circles on here and have that, like instead of using stamps, you can do that as well. So, okay, so that quick, it drew everything, and now my machine's telling me to take out the pen and put the blade back in because it's going to cut for us next. So now it's saying once the blade is in, we're going to click go, and now it is going to cut the cardstock for us. So because I put it for more pressure and the 100-pound cardstock, it does do a double cut. I think it does a double cut even without the more pressure, but this is just going to let us know, did it cut deep enough? So I always check that before I kick the mat out, before I unload the mat. So here's what I do. I just take my spatula and I bend my mat a tiny bit, which is fine. And I just lift and make sure that my pieces are going to come out okay. And they absolutely are. So now we can go ahead and unload the machine just by clicking unload. Pull our mat out. And we can put our machine away because we are done with that portion of the video. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is just lift our cardstock right off of the mat, and it has her name on it. And now we're going to add some ribbon. So the next thing I'm going to do is add ribbon. You could color this in if you like. I don't want to color mine in. I like the hand-drawn look with like the bubbly letters, but I think I've said that on videos before. I'm a bubbly letter person. So then I'm just going to get my Cricut fabric scissors, and I'm going to trim off the top here because it has a little bit of sticky on it. Yes, it has a lot of sticky on it. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of give myself a nice loop. And chop. And then I'm going to take my two pieces. I'm going to fold it tiny. Press it through here, and then I'm gonna loop it through. So I'm gonna take both ends and pull those through and tug here, and then I'm just gonna trim these off. So I'm gonna trim one this way, one that way, and one about the same length this way. And you have a cute little bookmark. So guys, you can do so many paper projects, so many different designs with your Cricut Joy and your Cricut Joy Xtra by writing, drawing, whatever it is that you want to design on cardstock, you can do that. You do not need to buy expensive vinyl if that's not your thing. If maybe you're just a scrapbooker or a card maker, these are great machines to do all of the projects like that with. They're also great for cutting different images out. So say you wanted your machine to draw a little bunny, it could draw a bunny for you, and then you could put a border around it and cut it out that way. So I hope this video was helpful for those of you who love working with cardstock and paper. I'm trying to keep these very simple so that you can get the gist of it, and then you guys could go crazy and make a million different things with your Cricut Joy or your Cricut Joy Xtra. So thanks so much for watching, guys. The next video will be up tomorrow. That is going to be working with vinyl. So just permanent and removable vinyl. We're going to be making a cool craft room sign. So definitely come back to check that out. So that's it for today, guys. And I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thanks for watching. Bye.